Did you know that there are scientifically proven cat facts that most owners have never heard of, and that knowing these facts could dramatically improve your cat's health, happiness, and behavior starting today? I'm talking about real, research-backed information that changes the way you understand your cat and the way you care for them. These aren't just random trivia or fun tidbits to share at parties. These are actual facts that, when you apply them correctly, can solve behavioral problems, prevent health issues, strengthen your bond with your cat, and give your furry friend a longer, more fulfilling life. If you've ever felt like you're guessing when it comes to understanding what your cat really needs, or if you want to make sure you're doing absolutely everything you can to give them the best life possible, then this video is going to change everything for you. In this video, I'm going to share 10 incredible cat facts that have real, practical applications in your daily life with your cat. These aren't the typical facts you've heard a million times before. Instead, these are lesser-known insights that come from veterinary research, animal behavior studies, and years of understanding how cats actually think and function. Each fact I share will come with a clear explanation of why it matters and exactly how you can use this knowledge to improve your cat's life immediately. By the end of this video, you'll have a completely new understanding of your cat, and you'll walk away with actionable strategies that can make a measurable difference in their well-being. So let's dive right in and start transforming the way you care for your cat. Here's the mistake that almost every cat owner makes, and it's costing their cats comfort, health, and happiness without them even realizing it. Most people treat cats like small dogs or like furry little humans, applying the same logic and care strategies that work for other pets or even for themselves. But here's the truth. Cats are biologically and behaviorally unique creatures with specific needs that are completely different from dogs or any other animal. When you don't understand these unique characteristics, you end up doing things with good intentions that actually work against your cat's natural instincts and needs. You might be feeding them at the wrong times, placing their resources in the wrong locations, misinterpreting their behavior, or missing critical signs that something is wrong. This lack of understanding leads to stressed cats, preventable health problems, behavioral issues that seem to come out of nowhere, and a weaker bond between you and your pet. The good news is that once you understand these 10 essential facts, everything changes, and you'll finally be able to give your cat exactly what they need to thrive. Let's start with the first fact that can transform your cat's life, and this one is about your cat's whiskers. Your cat's whiskers are not just cute facial features, they're actually highly sophisticated sensory organs called vibrissae that are deeply embedded in your cat's body and connected directly to their nervous system. These whiskers are so sensitive that they can detect even the slightest changes in air currents, which helps your cat navigate in complete darkness, judge whether they can fit through tight spaces, and sense the presence of prey or predators. Here's how you can use this knowledge. Never trim your cat's whiskers, and make sure their food and water bowls are wide enough that their whiskers don't touch the sides when they eat or drink. When whiskers constantly brush against the sides of a bowl, it causes something called whisker fatigue, which creates stress and discomfort that can lead to your cat refusing to eat from their bowl or becoming irritable. Switch to shallow, wide bowls, and you'll often see an immediate improvement in your cat's mealtime behavior and overall stress levels. The second life-changing fact is about your cat's drinking habits and their kidneys. Cats have an incredibly low thirst drive compared to other animals because they evolved in desert environments where water was scarce, and they got most of their hydration from the prey they ate. This means your cat is biologically programmed to not feel thirsty even when they're becoming dehydrated, which puts them at serious risk for kidney disease, urinary tract problems, and bladder issues. Here's what you need to do with this information. Increase your cat's water intake by providing multiple water sources throughout your home, using water fountains, which many cats prefer because the movement attracts them, and most importantly, incorporate wet food into their diet. Wet food contains about 70 to 80% water compared to dry food, which only has about 10%. So feeding wet food even just once a day can dramatically increase your cat's hydration levels and protect their kidney health for years to come. This simple change can literally add years to your cat's life by preventing chronic kidney disease, which is one of the leading causes of death in older cats. The third fact that will change everything is about how cats see the world, and it's completely different from human vision. Cats can see very well in low light conditions, about 6 to 8 times better than humans, because they have a high number of rod cells in their retinas and a reflective layer behind their retinas called the tapetum lucidum. However, cats are not great at seeing things that are very close to them or directly in front of their nose, and they also don't see colors the same way we do. They see blues and greens well, but reds and pinks look more like shades of gray to them. Here's how to apply this knowledge. When you're playing with your cat, move toys across their field of vision rather than bringing toys straight toward their face, because that's when their vision is weakest. Use toys in blue and green colors, which they can see more vividly. And when your cat seems to lose interest in a toy that's right in front of them, understand that they literally might not be able to see it clearly. This knowledge helps you play with your cat in ways that match their natural abilities, making playtime more engaging and satisfying for them, which leads to better exercise, mental stimulation, and a happier, healthier cat. The fourth fact is about territorial behavior and why your cat needs vertical space, not just horizontal space. Cats are both predators and prey animals in the wild, which means they have a biological need to survey their territory from high vantage points where they feel safe and in control. Vertical territory is actually more important to cats than floor space, which is why cats love climbing, perching on high furniture, and watching the world from elevated positions. When cats don't have access to vertical space, they become stressed, anxious, and may develop behavioral problems like aggression or inappropriate elimination. Here's the practical application. Install cat shelves, provide cat trees, or make sure your cat has access to the tops of bookshelves and other high furniture. Create multiple vertical levels throughout your home so your cat can climb, survey, and feel secure. This is especially important in multi-cat homes, where vertical space allows cats to establish their own territories and avoid conflict. Once you Providing adequate vertical space, you'll notice your cat becomes calmer, more confident, and displays fewer stress-related behaviors. The fifth crucial fact involves your cat's hunting instincts and their need for multiple small meals throughout the day. In the wild, cats hunt and eat 10 to 20 small meals over a 24-hour period, catching mice and small birds that provide small amounts of food frequently. Domestic cats still have these same biological rhythms and digestive systems, but most owners feed their cats just once or twice a day in large meals. This mismatch between their biological needs and their feeding schedule can lead to digestive upset, vomiting, begging behavior, and even obesity because cats aren't designed to consume large amounts of food at once. Here's what you should do. Divide your cat's daily food portion into 4 to 6 smaller meals spread throughout the day, or use an automatic feeder that dispenses small amounts on a schedule. Or try puzzle feeders that make your cat work for their food in small quantities. You can also hide small portions of dry food around the house for your cat to find, which mimics natural hunting behavior. When you align feeding with your cat's natural instincts, you'll see improvements in their digestion, energy levels, weight management, and overall satisfaction. The sixth fact that most cat owners don't know is about the importance of scent and how cats communicate primarily through smell rather than visual or vocal cues. Cats have scent glands on their cheeks, paws, and the base of their tail, and they use these to mark their territory and create a scent profile that makes them feel safe and secure in their environment. When you clean your home with strong-smelling chemicals or rearrange furniture frequently, you're essentially erasing your cat's scent markers and creating a constant state of stress where they feel like they're in an unfamiliar territory. Here's how to use this knowledge. When you clean, avoid using heavily scented products, especially in areas where your cat spends most of their time. When you bring new furniture or items into your home, let your cat rub their face on these items to transfer their scent before you put them in their final location. If you need to rearrange your home, do it gradually over several days rather than all at once. You can also use synthetic feline pheromone products that mimic the natural calming scents cats produce. Understanding and respecting your cat's scent communication will significantly reduce their stress and create a more harmonious home environment. The seventh game-changing fact is about sleep patterns and why your cat seems to be asleep all the time but still has bursts of crazy energy. Cats sleep an average of 12 to 16 hours per day, but they're not in deep sleep for all of that time. Most of their sleep is light, restful sleep, where they're still somewhat alert to their surroundings, which is a survival mechanism from their wild ancestors who needed to wake quickly to either hunt or escape danger. Cats are crepuscular, meaning they're naturally most active during dawn and dusk, which is when their prey animals are most active. Here's the practical application. Instead of trying to force your cat to sleep when you sleep, accept their natural rhythm and provide interactive play sessions during dawn and dusk hours when they're naturally most energetic. A vigorous 15-minute play session right before your bedtime can help tire your cat out and reduce nighttime zooming and meowing. Understanding that your cat's activity cycle is different from yours helps you work with their nature instead of against it, leading to a more peaceful household and a cat whose natural behavioral needs are being met. The eighth essential fact is about grooming and why cats spend so much time licking themselves. Grooming isn't just about cleanliness, it serves multiple critical functions, including temperature regulation, stress relief, bonding, and distributing natural oils throughout their coat. Cats can't sweat like humans, so they lick their fur, and the evaporation of saliva helps cool them down. Grooming also releases endorphins that help cats feel calm and relaxed, which is why you'll often see cats grooming themselves when they're stressed or anxious. Here's what you need to do with this information. Help your cat with their grooming by brushing them regularly, especially if they're long-haired, elderly, or overweight and can't reach all areas effectively. Regular brushing reduces hairballs, prevents matting, stimulates circulation, and strengthens your bond with your cat. If you notice your cat suddenly grooming excessively in one area or barely grooming at all, these are important health red flags. Overgrooming can indicate pain, allergies, or stress, while decreased grooming can signal illness or arthritis. By understanding the importance of grooming behavior, you can both support your cat's natural needs and catch potential health problems early. The ninth critical fact involves the litter box and the very specific requirements cats have for their bathroom habits. Cats are extremely fastidious about their elimination habits, and in the wild, they instinctively bury their waste to hide their scent from predators and competitors. This instinct remains incredibly strong in domestic cats, which is why litter box problems are one of the most common behavioral issues. Here's what research shows. You should have one litter box per cat plus one extra, so if you have 2 cats, you need 3 litter boxes. The boxes should be large enough for your cat to turn around comfortably, placed in quiet, easily accessible locations, scooped at least once daily, and completely emptied and cleaned weekly. Many cats prefer unscented litter and uncovered boxes because covers can trap odors and make them feel trapped. Here's the life-changing application. Evaluate your current litter box setup against these guidelines and make the necessary changes. When you meet your cat's biological need for appropriate bathroom facilities, you virtually eliminate litter box avoidance issues, reduce stress, and create a much cleaner, more pleasant home for everyone. The 10th and final fact that can revolutionize your relationship with your cat is understanding that cats show affection and bond with their owners in very different ways than dogs or humans do. Slow blinks are actually cat kisses, where your cat is showing trust and affection by slowly closing and opening their eyes while looking at you. When cats head bump or rub their face on you, they're not just being cute, they're marking you with their scent and claiming you as part of their family group. A cat showing you their belly doesn't necessarily mean they want belly rubs like a dog does. It's a sign of trust and vulnerability, but touching the belly might trigger their defensive instincts. Cats also show love by bringing you prey or toys, by sitting near you but not necessarily on you, and by simply choosing to be in the same room as you. Here's how to apply this knowledge. Respond to your cat's affection in ways they understand. Give slow blinks back to your cat. Let them initiate physical contact. Respect their boundaries, and recognize that a cat who sits on the other side of the couch watching you is expressing love, even though they're not in your lap. When you learn to speak your cat's language of affection, your bond deepens dramatically, and you'll feel more connected to your cat than ever before. Now, let's talk about what happens when you actually apply these 10 facts to your daily life with your cat. The transformation can be truly remarkable. When you provide wide food bowls that don't trigger whisker fatigue, your cat eats more comfortably and shows less mealtime stress. When you increase their hydration through wet food and multiple water sources, you're protecting their kidneys and urinary system for the long term. When you play with toys that match their visual capabilities and movement preferences, your cat gets better exercise and mental stimulation. When you provide vertical territory, your cat feels safe, secure, and confident in their home. When you feed multiple small meals that match their natural hunting pattern, you see improvements in digestion, weight, and behavior. When you respect their scent communication, they feel less stressed and more at home. When you work with their natural sleep cycle instead of against it, everyone gets better rest. When you support their grooming needs, you strengthen your bond and catch health issues early. When you optimize their litter box situation, you eliminate one of the biggest sources of feline stress and household problems. And when you understand and respond to their unique language of love, your relationship reaches a whole new level of connection and mutual understanding. The cats who benefit from these evidence-based approaches live longer, healthier, happier lives. They have fewer behavioral problems, lower stress levels, better physical health, and stronger bonds with their owners. You'll notice your cat is more playful, more affectionate, more confident, and more content. Veterinary visits become less frequent because you're preventing problems before they start. Your home becomes more peaceful because your cat's needs are being met in ways that align with their biology and instincts. The time and effort you invest in applying these facts pays dividends every single day in the form of a cat who is truly thriving, not just surviving. And the best part is that most of these changes are simple, inexpensive, and can be implemented immediately without any special equipment or expertise. Here's what I want you to remember as you move forward with this new knowledge. You don't have to implement all 10 of these facts overnight. Pick one or two that resonated most with you, or that address the biggest challenges you're currently facing with your cat, and start there. Make those changes, observe how your cat responds, and then gradually incorporate more of these science-based approaches into your routine. Every small improvement you make compounds over time, and even implementing just a few of these facts will make a noticeable difference in your cat's quality of life. Be patient with yourself and with your cat as you make these adjustments. Some cats adapt to changes quickly, while others need more time, and that's completely normal. The most important thing is that you're here, you're learning, and you're committed to giving your cat the best possible life. That commitment is what separates good cat owners from great ones. You're not just going through the motions of feeding and cleaning. You're actively seeking to understand your cat's unique needs and to provide care that's based on science and genuine understanding of feline biology and behavior. Your cat may not be able to say thank you in words, but they'll show you their gratitude through their improved health, behavior, and the deep bond you share. If you found these facts valuable and you want to continue learning how to give your cat the best life possible, make sure you hit that like button right now and subscribe to the channel so you never miss future videos packed with practical, science-based cat care advice. I create content specifically designed to help you understand your cat better and to give you actionable strategies that actually work in real life, not just in theory. I also want to hear from you in the comments section. Which of these 10 facts surprised you the most? Which one are you going to implement first? Have you already been doing any of these things and noticed positive results? Or maybe you have questions about how to apply any of these facts to your specific situation. Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. I read every single comment, and I love hearing about your experiences with your cats and how these strategies are working for you. Thank you so much for watching this video and for being the kind of cat owner who goes above and beyond to understand and care for their feline companion. Your cat is lucky to have someone like you who's willing to learn and adapt to meet their needs. Remember, every fact you've learned today is a tool you now have to improve your cat's life, and knowledge becomes power only when you actually apply it. So go ahead, pick that first fact, make that first change, and watch as your cat's life transforms for the better. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, give your cat some extra love from me.